Okay, we're here at UniDesk, a solution for VDI, for layering applications and users experience, with Ron Oglesby.
You bet.
Can you tell me, to start off, what is UniDesk?
What is UniDesk? We're basically a management technology for VDI. We use layering, as you said, which is essentially file system and registry virtualization. But what that allows us to do is have the best of stateless desktops, but still have the best of persistent desktops. So you can spin up VDI images that have a shared OS, shared application layers, and I can assign you a desktop. If you're more of a power user and you install the GoToMeeting plugin and WebEx, and maybe you even install a full-blown application, those are retained, even though you're still updating the gold image and doing that all in a single image environment.
All the deltas?
All the deltas. So because we're at the file system and registry level, and it's not like we're cloning via block method, we don't have to write those out somewhere. So application installs or even profile changes are really to us just file system objects and changes to the registry. And we can merge those with the gold image.
Okay. And is there, what's the biggest difference with AppSense, for example?
Sure. So AppSense, we have a little bit of overlap if we think about the VDI space, because people are going to, let's say, an AppSense or a Liquidware Labs, because they want a stateless desktop, but the user has to feel like it's their desktop. So what they use is an AppSense or a Liquidware to roam the profile. In our case, I assign you a desktop, everything stays the same. You don't need a roaming profile, it uses a local profile. What we don't do that AppSense does is things like configuring the user environment, adding printers, doing policy type stuff. We basically just make a desktop and make it act like you had stuck a box under somebody's desk.
Okay, can you maybe show us something about the product?
So, the key thing is that all the desktops, we can do both persistent and non, but the key thing is that they're built on layers. So the personalization layer is interesting from a persistence perspective, but really they're built of different application layers. Now our application layers are, again, it's a layer, we're injecting file system and registry changes, but what that means is we can do typical application layers that you can't do with AppV, you can't do with DynApp. We can do antivirus, we can do agents and drivers. Again, we're not bubbling them. We're not isolating the app, so we can do almost anything.
So it's not just the user experience, the delta you're keeping, but you also application distribution.
You bet. So in this case, I've got application layers, and then of course every desktop is sharing one operating system. So even though I have multiple templates, I have templates for accounting and engineering and the QA guys. They have all different applications, they have different virtual machine settings, one OS to patch, one place to update.
Okay, what happens if you update the Windows 7 to Service Pack 1, for example? Do you have to test all the applications?
Yeah, you still have that thing where, does my app work with Service Pack 1? We don't change that.
No, it's not bubbled or anything.
It's not bubbled or anything, exactly. So, typical thing, VMware likes to use IE6 on Windows 7. We don't run IE6 on Windows 7. It has to work in the native platform. So, but the interesting thing is that even though I have different templates, I might have 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 different pools. A template to us is nothing more than the hardware settings and the application stacked on top of the gold image. I can have a completely different template for sales or whoever, completely different set of apps and hardware settings, only one operating system to patch and update.
Okay. This console is also the console you use to manage a view, for example?
Yeah, so what we do is from the desktop side, when you add desktops or create desktops, we can inject right into view pools, or we can create new view pools from here.
Okay. And what other VDI solutions do you support?
Citrix Zen Desktop. We have more automation with View today than we do with Zen. Zen, next quarter, will have the same level of automation that we do with View. We also support Pano, if someone's using a Pano broker. And of course, we also support all the other ones. We have customers who use Provision Networks, which is the Quest V workspace. We also have some one-off brokers that people home wrote, but we just don't have automation with them.
Okay.
Cool.
No questions anymore.
Outstanding. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for your time.